My name is Mihai Popa, you can just call me Mike, and this interview has the main focus in enforcing my decision towards a track. The current one that I'm thinking of is International Leisure Management. And based on your responses and your help, I can decide better over a track based on the outcomes of this interview and maybe change my opinion. So, would you be kind enough to introduce yourself, like who are you and what do you do?
My name is Joep Coolen. I'm a lecturer in leisure management at the NHTV Academy for Leisure, and I work here now for 2 years, and I mainly teach in the propedeutic phase and the tracks culture venue management, which is the Dutch track focused on the pop venues, theaters and museums, and on the track EAM, which is International Event Management, which is the Dutch version of the Dutch focused on events, on business events and public events. And besides that, I work as a freelancer mainly in the spring and summer on festivals and events, and mainly on production. Yeah.
Nice. And what made you decide that you are suited into having a career in leisure?
Well, because I studied as well here at NHTV, and I graduated in 2008. And during my time here, I found out that I really like the creative industries, which is it's mainly pop venues and art festivals, and I mainly like it because of the atmosphere and the structure of the organization, which is very flexible. And during I think it was my first year, actually my second year, I started working on festivals, and I started my own company, and I started working. I think already my first year, like you guys are doing, did a lot of volunteer work.
Yeah,
and I think in my first year I went for an internship at the Stripe Festival, which is an art and technology festival, and then I found out that this is really where I want to work. And after that, I started when I was done with my internship, I started even working more on festivals, and I had a much bigger network, and because a lot of people were working there, and now I still have contact with them, and so I could expand my network. And after my career at AfL, I found out that I more want to focus on smaller festivals, but I also work with younger people. So I started to work in at the youth center in Rotterdam, and we organized a lot of small festivals and events inside and outside the center, and but also small concerts. And but I really like to work with young people because they give me a lot of energy. So in my job, where I work right now, I can combine the working with young people, but also the work field. So the combination is something that I really like.
Nice. You told me like a few seconds ago about your network. How did you enlarge your leisure network? And it came useful when applying for a job or finding one in the field?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was very useful because what I do, I do a lot of things on LinkedIn. Everything that I do or is related to the work field. I put that on LinkedIn, or every time I meet someone new, I add them on LinkedIn. That's one of the things where I'm really focusing on LinkedIn. And another thing is that what I really try to do is connect people. That gives me a really good feeling, so really a great feeling. And during this connection, I always meet new people and enlarge my network. Exactly. So it's actually a role that on a daily basis I'm networking all the time. It's always a strategic thing, but in the back of my head, I'm always thinking, who can I connect it to, and what's in it for me, and then or for the academy or for the students.
So you're based on a win-win situation.
Always, yes, always.
Nice.
And not only for me, but also more for the other person. So it's win-win, but my main focus is on the other person. So the next time that the person thinks, okay, that was Joep, he gave me this, he gave me this contact, he brought me this good student. So the next time he's thinking about me.
Sure. Yeah, I saw your LinkedIn page, and you have quite a rich background. What made you to follow all of those masters, and those specializations helped you until now?
Yes, they helped me, because without the masters I couldn't work. For example, here you need to work. You need to have a master to work at the NHTV. Yeah, when we make, because that's a good question, because a lot of people ask me that, because I did 2 masters, and the main reason is that I'm doing this masters is because I really always want to learn more, and now I'm done with this masters, I want to go on to another project, and I always want to learn more, because I think it's very important that you always stay connected to things that are happening in the work field, that you know, have enough knowledge, you know, the state-of-the-art knowledge that's happening, because I need to know that if I'm a lecturer here, because I have to bring this knowledge to the students as well. So I did 2 masters mainly focused on art and cultural management. And the masters helping me with a lot of things as well, and I could expand my network.
Is it hard to do a master in the leisure based on the leisure industry?
I think the first one was hard, but the second one wasn't, because I was still in the same rhythm.
Yeah.
And I think what's even more important, and it's the same if you study here, if you like the topics, and you like to go to school, then it's not so hard. I mean,
True.
If you're intrinsic motivated to do the study, that's one of the most important things, and it's even here as well, and I see it at students as well. Students who are intrinsic motivated, it's much easier for them as well. They really want to learn, they're really interested in this topic, they really go to the lectures. But if you're not, yeah, then you have a problem. Then it can be very boring.
Did you had any influence from the outside or the inside, like you said, intrinsic or extrinsic, like based on your network or based on your family?
So yes, especially my family, my parents, they do a lot of volunteer work as well, and they really start forcing me to study and to do a lot of volunteer work to expand your network, and they have a whole different background, but in some things, and especially the connecting thing, they always connecting people as well. And for it, I don't put myself in the front. It's always, I prefer to be in the background, and I see that with them as well. They're always on the background. They don't want too much attention, although they do a lot of good work. They did a lot of volunteer work. They did a lot of they worked on a lot of projects, social projects as well. So yes, that really motivated me to do this as well. Yeah.
Do you think international leisure management has a bright future?
A bright future?
Yeah.
Well, I think, for example, we have to focus more in the international sector, because in Holland we have a lot of knowledge about leisure, and but we have to expand that knowledge as well, and we have to bring the knowledge as well to other countries. And for example, the leisure sector is different from the one in Romania, probably.
Yeah, true.
Of course, you have a lot in Romania, and they have a lot of knowledge as well, and we have a lot of knowledge. Not that we know we're always doing the best things, but on specific topics, I think we have a lot of knowledge that we have to bring to other countries as well. So focus on international.
So basically, exchanging information,
yeah.
From the leisure management track perspective,
yes,
being a blending of all, where do you find yourself more? In which branch?
Okay, then it would be the event track, and mainly the festival, not the public events, and the cultural part.
Why?
Because both tracks especially the public events and the culture events are mainly driven by not driven by money, you know. And if you're not driven by money, that gives you a different focus and a different culture in the organization. So a business event they're very different from a pop venue.
True.
Because the business event is mainly driven by money, and the pop venue is more about art and expanding knowledge, and so it's a different atmosphere. And I prefer to work in the atmosphere where it's more about social events, it's more about fundings, it's more about culture. So that's why I prefer that track.
Okay, you're talking about your self-development. Where do you see yourself in the upcoming 5 years?
Yeah. Well, I work part-time at NHTV. So in the upcoming 5 years, I more want to focus on my own company, which is now I don't even have a website. It's just me and my laptop and my network, so in the upcoming 5 years, I want to expand my own company and do more freelance jobs and more on international projects. That's for the 5 years.
Okay. Are you teaching for a track?
I do on cultural venue management and international event management.
So international event management.
Yes.
Okay. So after finishing the international event management or international leisure management, what would be my employment status and what are my chances of employment?
That's a good question. Well, after you finish the track, you go to the third year and then you go on internship, and after that you graduated. You mean after that?
Yes.
After you graduated at NHTV. Well, it also depends on what you're going to do in the decisions that you made in the third year and fourth year, because some of the students, they're going to work at for example, the place where they did their graduation or did their internship, and yeah, and the status of your of employment, it's very hard. I mean, you can especially if you do the broader track, then you can work on different organizations with a different focus. But what we hope is, what we focus on is that we are focusing on that actually people have a job right after their graduation.
So the employment status is quite high after you graduate.
It depends on the student, and the student is, well, we are responsible, but the student as well. And if you already started networking in your first year, and then in your fourth year you know a lot of people and you have a big network, then you have a bigger chance on a job.
If you were in my place, what would you choose?
Which track?
Yeah.
I would focus on the event track, because I think this year we have a good group of students in the first year, so they are going to do the event track next year, and I prefer focus, because we all get the same diploma in the end, but I think the focus is very important.
Are you passionate about what are you doing right now?
Yes, I am.
As these are being said, I would like to thank you for your time.
Okay.
And I appreciate enormously your willingness to help me.
Yes.
And it would be great to meet you, like literally in the field.
Yes,
as the years pass.
Yeah.